Now, if you've been watching the channel for a bit, you know I've had a lot to say about Australia as a country, as in like how the rent's cooked, groceries are overpriced, and just the cost of living in general being fried. I feel like heaps of people are starting to not fuck with this country, and with good reason too. But to be honest, man, I am sick of talking about negative things, and something happened recently that made me really appreciate that I live in Australia. So I actually broke a bone twice in the last 6 months. It's so crazy, and I'm actually so mad at myself. I did it in such dumb ways as well. I've just been trying to get back into skating the more older I get, and that's literally how I broke my bones twice. I told myself I wasn't going to skate again, but I don't know. It's kind of like the only physical activity I like these days. Or even back then when I was a kid. I'm not good at all, no, but it's still definitely fun. But anyway, whoever's broken a bone knows how much of a hassle it can be. And you know, it's a big deal, you've broken a bone, so you're probably expecting paperwork, phone calls, follow-up appointments, and maybe even having to beg your way into seeing a proper specialist or doctor when you end up in the ER. And it feels like in other countries, especially in the US, that kind of thing can mess up your whole year. Even just dealing with insurance, that sounds crazy. But here in Australia, the last 2 times I went to the hospital for all my bone breaks, all I did was rock up to the emergency hospital, whether it was the day of, the next day. Then I sat in the waiting room, maybe for 2-3 hours, got x-rays, talked to a doctor about my x-rays, got treatment, and walked out. That's literally it. No one asked about money. All I had to do was sign something. I didn't have to fill out any forms. I don't have to talk to my insurance. And no one's going to send me a crazy bill later. Literally the only thing I paid for was pain meds. And even that was so cheap. And with that too, I could also get it from a chemist of my choice, so I didn't have to pay ridiculous hospital prices. Because I also feel like in other countries, when you leave hospital, they will bill you for medicines they're sending you out with, and they can charge whatever amount. Like, the experience was just so smooth, it made me extremely grateful that I could do all that for free. Nothing was complicated, super simple. I got hurt and the medical system worked for me and fixed me up. And the wild part is, I didn't even realize how special that was until I started comparing it to stories from other countries. I see and hear people in the US saying that they don't go to the ER unless they're dying because it costs so much. I see videos or screenshots of people getting charged $2,000 for an ambulance ride, $10,000 for a broken bone, and that's in USD as well. So if you're Australian, add 50% to that, so $15,000 for a broken bone, even more. Like, that's the price it would cost to go holidaying for half the year, and you're telling me I just have to spend it on getting myself repaired? That's so crazy, man. I feel really bad for you Americans. It's really dystopian, kinda. And again, it makes me really realize how lucky we are as Australians. The fact I can literally walk in and out of a hospital with zero charge. And regardless of the money, something that stood out to me was just the energy of the place. Everyone was actually really chill and friendly. All times I've went, it felt like someone wanted to help. Just normal people doing their job and being decent about it. And as well, man, sometimes I can look like a sketchy dude, you know, hood up, hat on, all black or something like that, and they still treat me like anyone else in there. No judgment at all, no attitude. And yeah, to be honest, they make you wait a bit, like 5 hours probably both times I waited. But I've waited longer in line for like concert tickets and things like that, you know what I mean? And if someone just came up to me and said, hey dude, sit here for 5 hours and we'll figure out what's going on with your broken arm for free, I would say yes, 100%, I would do it. Like, it's not ideal, but it's also not that deep when you really think about it. Especially knowing that people in other countries wait that long, even more, just to get seen by someone who will charge them maybe tens of thousands of dollars. And I brushed on it before, but the little things even made a difference. Like the fact I could choose my own pharmacy, walking out the hospital, instead of being funneled into some like $100, $50 hospital preferred medication trap. I literally walked out, grabbed the painkillers for cheap as, and that was it. But yeah, man, this last hospital visit just really made me realize if I'm going to talk a lot of shit on Australia, I also got to give it praise where it's due. I feel like I've been stuck in this loop of constantly noticing what's wrong in Australia. You know, the culture, the cost of living, but you know, going in and out of hospital both these times for free, seeing literally everyone in the same position as me getting helped for free. And it did actually remind me that not everything here is broken, and we are gifted. As much shit as I give Australia, we are gifted. But I think that's why I'm so passionate about this stuff. It's sad to see it going where it's going. But yeah, it's crazy that me breaking a bone didn't make me go bankrupt, you know? I didn't have to choose between medical help or rent. And even just the fact that healthcare is free in Australia, well, most of it's free. I'm not scared to walk outside or even go skating. I feel like if I lived in America, I'd be scared of doing things like skateboarding, because it's almost running a gamble. Like, yeah, you're willing to have a couple of seconds of fun on this skateboard to risk a $10,000 hospital fee. That's crazy to think about, that whoever goes skating in other countries is pretty much running that gamble every time. Even just stepping outside, man, if you fall down the stairs, that is a costly mistake. Like, I couldn't imagine living my life in fear that I would have to pay a medical bill for something that's so uncontrollable or unforeseeable. Of course, though, there's still issues in Australia's medical field. Their mental health systems are pretty bad. And I know a lot of the time nurses and ambulance workers are on strike, so there must be something wrong there. I also know that a lot of doctors are now not bulk billed. And if you don't know what bulk billed means, it means it's paid for by the government. And in 2025, less and less doctors are making bulk billing available for their practice. And fun fact, Tasmania, the small island of Australia, has no bulk billing doctors. So while the rest of Australia can get used to not paying for a doctor, everyone in Australia has to pay to see a doctor. So yeah, that is a flaw in the medical system. But again, I'm not trying to be negative. I definitely want to give the system praise. And the fact that we don't have to pay for hospital visits, or in most cases doctor's visits, is insane. And we're extremely blessed for that. At the same time though, kind of sad that I have to thank the government for giving us free healthcare. But when I am comparing it to the rest of the world not doing that, I am extremely thankful. And I guess that's just holding two truths at once, you know? And I can definitely be critical of the country I live in. You can too. But that also doesn't mean you can't be grateful at the same time. Like, we're blessed to be in Australia, and I'm especially thankful and grateful. But, you know, I don't want to see this place turn to shit, and I don't want to settle. So yeah, I actually want to know if you've had any hospital visits recently, where you're from, and if that was super expensive. Because some of the stuff I'll be seeing in America is insane. Like, I could be wrong, but I feel like some of their hospital visits are pretty much an average wage over there. I wish everyone could get free healthcare, I really do. And I feel for those who aren't. But yeah, I just wanted to share this story because I feel like not a lot of people know that Australia has free healthcare like this, that we can just walk in and out of a hospital for free. No charge, no question. And again, I've been talking so much negativity on Australia, so I do need to give its props where it's due. You know, I can't just always notice the negative. I have to talk about the positive, and I will, because I do love Australia, and I think that's why I'm passionate about it turning to shit. But yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for listening to this video, especially if you're this far into it. As always, I'm going to put all my links down below. That being my clothing brand Memory Faded. We're pretty much almost sold out of hoodies, and we got a couple air fresheners left, which is super sick. It's based around COD nostalgia, so if you like that, check it out. Also, my Instagrams for that and my personal down below, my streaming platforms and my Twitter. But yeah, 2 broken bones in 6 months. Me, right? I can't believe I've done this to myself, and I'm officially quitting skating. It's so sad. So if you have any suggestions what I should do, let me know down below. But yeah, I'm going to end it here. It's been Once Faded. Deuces.